My name is Honorable Hajiya Mariya Abdullahi Bakori. I am one of the few former members of the House of Representatives. We were elected in the year 1991, and we served for virtually almost 1 year. I could remember when we were elected, we were at home for about 6 months before we were called upon to serve. The first thing we did during our time was to go around our country to see the problems we had. We from the Northwest were moved to the Southwest, where we went from state to state to familiarize ourselves with all the ills, all the problems our country had at that time. And those from the Southwest were posted to the Northwest to see for themselves. That was done in good faith for one very good reason. That is, for the simple reason that when we start our deliberations or our sit-ins, then it means we were already familiar with the problems we had on ground. So you see, it wasn't difficult for us to iron out our things or to make lengthy deliberations. We did that, I think, for about 2 months or so. Then after that, we were taught deliberations on how to do our sit-ins, that is the plenary sit-ins. We were educated on it. So you see, the type of election we contested was the most transparent election Nigeria has ever had. That was the option A4, which if done right now, if that election were to be practiced right now, I'm not sure a lot of people will go back to their seats. So with that kind of election that we had, we were able to do our work very transparently without any bias. And we considered ourselves to be brothers and sisters. And to tell you the fact, up to now that I'm talking to you, we have that strong tie amongst us. We were very unfortunate. We were not paid anything at the time we sat. All we were given was some stipend, some little allowances of about 5,000 naira for our transportation or so.
5,000 naira?
Yes, and that was for our transportation. Okay, agreed. We were given accommodation. We were kept in hotels. We were fed. At that time, we were only going for sit-ins on a monthly basis. We would go sit for a week, and then after that, we went home. We were not even provided with cars. We went in public transport, most of our members. Well, at that time, I had my own car, so I could afford to go in my own private transport. But most of our members went in public transport, and that was little we were given. We had just started making arrangements on how much each member should be paid when the military came in, and we had not gone to that stage when we were all driven off to go back to our constituencies. But ever since that time, we are very much intact. We have this strong association that is binding us together, and every 3-4 months we go for sitting. We're still thinking on the best way, the approach to make in getting our allowances. Luckily enough, he the president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was part of us. He was one of our senators, so he's very aware of the problems all of us went through. We, the former members, at that time we were, I think, 593 members. But today you can see hardship has driven most of our members to death. The remaining of us, we are now just about 300 or so, a little over 300.
So what do you want the federal government to do for you, since your job or your assignment which you all did it under the federal government as an elected officer? Have you feared your entitlement, or what are you looking from the federal government?
We've been appealing. You can see, because of the caliber of people we are very law abiding. We are not, at that time they called us the new breed politicians. Now we are old, but then at that time we were new breed. So you see, we're still maintaining that new I won't say new breed. I mean discipline. Even the manner in which we were elected, you can see, was a disciplined manner, and it's an election that has never been held in Nigeria, but we contested it and we won under that platform. So we've been appealing. I will not stop appealing for government to just pay us our entitlement. That's all we're asking the government to do. But then denying us our entitlement is not proper. You can see even Shonekon, that was brought in, not elected. He was brought in and to have for just 3 or 4 months or so. We worked with him. He was recognized and was given honors. The military, he also, Abiola, who won an election, but at that time he was denied that election, but later on he was recognized and was given honors. So why not we that brought all of them in?
Apart from that, even the governors whom you have served, you are in them, who are all recognized in their own respective and are given all entitlement.
Exactly.
Like here, Kabila said about that. So have you started this agitation now because you have seen that the Bola Ahmed Tinubu was your member?
No, we're not starting it now. We started it long ago. Some were even intimidated at the time our members started it. They were intimidated, they were cursed, they were harassed, but then that did not stop them. We had been on it, and we are still on it. We are not the people that will say we'll go not strike on, what's the word?
So have you tried having word or strong contact with your junior colleagues who are presently occupying the position which you have occupied before? That is the current House of Assembly, or not House of Representative members now, and the current Senate members now, at least a professional, what I can call a colleagues or a professional colleague, a junior colleagues. Have you contacted them, and what is their reaction?
About whether I have contacted other members. Your association, yes, which is agitating for their entitlement. Have you contacted the current National Assembly members, at which they can come to an end? I tell you something. We've over all these years, it's over 30 years now. We've always contacted the National Assembly members. Even though I tell you what, we had some of our colleagues that succeeded in winning elections after that period. They became honorable members after that. We've had sit-ins and sit-ins with them. We've contacted them. But then each time we thought all was over. Now we turn around and see it was all nothing. Nothing was coming. Nothing was coming. Each time there were new National Assembly members who were always familiarizing ourselves with them and always lobbying for them to do something about our claims. Even right now that I'm talking to you, we have a very strong association that have been lobbying to see, at least see the president and talk to him one-on-one. But then we've been having hitches upon hitches. I don't know, somewhere along the line, lots and lots of things. You have hurdles. Perhaps some don't want us to see him. Perhaps some have reasons why they're denying us from seeing him. Perhaps it's he that doesn't want to see him. We really don't know. But then we're using every channel we can get to make sure we get across to him, to make sure that he fulfills our claims. He succumbs to our wishes. He listens to our pleas.
And you said out of 500 members, you were
593 we were.
593.
Now we have only about 300 plus.
The rest are dead.
So you see the large number that have died.
If I can understand your appeal is or was for the federal government, the National Assembly, and the President Bola Ahmed to look into a case.
Yes.
By paying your entitlement for the service you have done.
Yes.
At the time when the country really needs your service. Because I know everybody knows at that time there are a lot of crisis. It was the National Assembly then who stabilized the country. That this June 12.
Exactly.
Column for break down.
Yes.
Yoruba are saying this, Igbo are saying, Hausa are saying this, but your own National Assembly stabilize the country and make it one. You have done like what the army have done during 1960s, but unfortunately, up to now you haven't paid. You haven't even paid what you are supposed to be paid as your entitlement.
We are not the type that go on. That will disrupt the activities of the country. We don't belong to that group of people. Our own is to lobby in an amicable way for the government to see to our case. Just pay us our entitlement, and everything will be peaceful. Despite the fact that we have many political associations amongst us, but we've never allowed that to divide us. And now, like me, I'm the national treasurer of our association. There is a chairman. There are all categories, the executives as a whole. We all belong to different associations, but we've never looked into that. So you see, we are a disciplined group that will not work against the government. But then we are at the same time pleading, because there are times the government needs us, and we're all the time we oblige to its biddings without any rancor. So now, why not now? I could remember the time Tinubu was campaigning for his election. There was a time he saw us, and this particular issue was some of the things we pleaded with him. When he clenches that seat, he should please remember to tackle this problem. I know there are lots and lots of problems in the country. Even right now, workers are on strike and they want their entitlements, not entitlements, they want their salary increased, and you hear all sorts of requests for the government. But then the government should do what it feels or the best it should do. We're not asking the government to pay us everything, but at least even if our salaries alone, or our entitlement, just our entitlement, if we succeeded in getting that, at least it will help us in a long way.